if you're lactose intolerant, you can't watch this movie because it's got so much cheese.
Sorry, yeah, I gotta go. You guys can do this on your own now.
Nope, end it there. You agree 100%. I'm right.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Flix Fellas. I'm joined today, as usual, by the wonderful James Carroll and Joey Amato. And you all know, of course, I'm Kevin Fahey. Today, we are talking about an instant classic, 2020's, HBO's 2020, An American Pickle. It's a comedy drama directed by Brandon Trost and written by Simon Rich, based on his 2013 short story Sellout. The film stars Seth Rogen as an Eastern European Jewish immigrant who gets preserved in a vat of pickles and wakes up a century later in modern-day New York City, attempting to fit in with the assistance of his last remaining descendant, who is also played by Seth Rogen. He's a jack of all trades in this movie. So first reactions, James. What do you think? What you think, bro?
I thought it was good. I thought it was fun. It was definitely. I do love Seth Rogen. For a time, I spiritually identified with Seth Rogen. So I went into this movie wanting to like it. I thought it was it was fun. It was funny. I didn't think it's not an earth-shattering movie for me. Like, it's not like something I'm like, oh, you gotta go like get HBO Max or like figure out your password and like get in and get to it. But I thought it was it was a good watch. I had a lot of good time watching it, and there were definitely parts where I laughed out loud. So like, it is a funny movie. Like, it's a funny movie that I feel like it doesn't try too hard to be funny. And there's some very fun comparisons in the movie, but I don't want to get into that too much because that's more of the spoiler part of the podcast. So ultimately, I think I've said the word fun 7 times in my first reactions, but I'm going to say it again. Fun movie. I'll send it over to Joey. What do you think?
I couldn't be farther from the opposite of you. I have a lot of opinions about this movie, and very few of them are positive.
I am seething.
I also was a little biased because I'm not a huge Seth Rogen fan, so I didn't go into it the most optimistic or positive, but I did give it a chance. I was like, okay, you know what? He is funny. He does have some good sense of humor, but I just could not get into this one. Kev, I'll let you finish it off.
I think I'm leaning more towards the Joey side on this one. I think I wanted, but to James's point, I really wanted to like this movie going into it because I like James. I like Seth Rogen. I think he's hilarious, and a lot of what he does usually like surprises me, I guess. I guess my example of that would have been like Sausage Party. If anybody's seen Sausage Party, like I went into that with like super low expectations, but I wanted to love it because it's like Seth Rogen, and it blew me away. This one didn't. This one I went into it wanting to thoroughly enjoy it, and the idea is hilarious. Like, so fun. What a stupid idea that's like so funny, and then it just didn't pan out to like make me crack up all the
Can
time,
I piggyback off that real quick? I think Sausage Party, people went into it with low expectations because it was something new and kind of stupid, and nobody really thought of like a cartoon grocery store movie, and that's why it paid off. This to me did not feel original, and I don't think the concept was unique in the sense that it was pickles, but the overall idea I did not think was unique, and that's why I think I went into it very hesitant.
Yeah, this kind of seemed like a cable movie. You know what I mean? It didn't seem like high production. You know what I mean? Like, It didn't seem like any original I've seen. I guess that's not true. There are definitely originals that I'm like, like this reminds me of like the equivalent of like a Nickelodeon movie or something like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's definitely like I definitely think I've got things to say in favor of the movie, so there may be a little bit of feuding. But I think I agree. I agree that it's not. You know what I mean? I said it's not earth shattering to me. Definitely didn't get anything new.
There was some good things. It's not totally negative. We'll get into that in the next section, but yeah, I'm excited that James is kind of so pro this movie.
Yeah,
and we'll figure out what's
wrong with him.
I'll fight you for Seth Rogen.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see exactly what was like ticking James in the right direction, because I feel like there were so many times where I was like just disappointed by how lackluster the movie
I'm not
was.
mad with the movie.
It was cute though. Like it was like the ending. No spoilers. Like it was like kind of cute. Like kind of like feel good. Like I guess you know what I'm saying. Like
yeah. I mean, I usually feel like that way about Seth Rogen. Anyway, he's kind of a cute guy.
Is that something you want to tell us, James?
Yeah, James, you gotta
listen.
Now's the time.
yeah. What is that? Never have I ever got a drink.
Oh man.
So there's really not much to this movie. So there's not much we can talk about without just spoiling what happens in the movie. So I don't know if there's any more that we can really discuss without spoiling it, right?
No, I think we move right into the spoiler cast. This one again.
It's a short watch. Look, if you like Seth Rogen, it's a quick watch, and you're interested in it. It's an hour and a half. But if you want to go watch it before you watch the spoilers, go do that. I'll see you in an hour and a half. If not, we're gonna get into the spoilers right after a word from our sponsors. Okay, and we are back. Thank you, sponsors. All right, boys, what did we really think? I don't even know who we should start with. James, who's jumping for joy over Seth Rogen.
I loved this movie. I love this movie, and it is the best piece of cinema I've ever seen in my entire life. And that's
James, have you ever seen Borat?
Wait, no. This wasn't Borat?
I think it was Borat's uglier cousin.
All right.
Who tried to make a movie less funny.
Like a drama.
What I will say is the beginning of the movie isn't funny. Like it doesn't get funny until like Herschel starts becoming popular. Like that's really where I was like, okay, I kind of like this movie. You know
it's
what
like
I mean?
Not funny and then a little funny.
Yes.
And then not funny.
Not
again.
funny.
Yes, I agree 100%. But there's that golden part. I think it's because the movie itself buttered me up to like this is just going to be a shit movie. You know what I mean? And then I got comfortable with it being a shit movie. And then there was actually some stuff in there that I started laughing at. And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty good. And then I didn't expect anything else from it, you know?
I will say this. I wasn't expecting like a super realistic, funny, true to reality type of movie. But there were so many things that just bothered me that they could have done better. Like the drone that flies itself and then is literally like this big and it knocks off a 300-pound like crate lid to reveal Herschel. I'm like, you could have just had somebody just like come in and be like, oh, what's in here? Like so much easier and funnier instead of like.
See, but I almost like don't care about that because I think they didn't even care about that. Like I think that was part of the joke.
I don't think they cared about anything in this movie.
No, but I think that was like part of the joke because then like the scientists are like there's that line where they're
Love the scientist line.
Yeah, and
that was
like,
good.
Whatever they said about like we're gonna explain this, and then the reporters are like, "Wow, that makes a lot of sense."
No, it was literally like it's like, and now we're going to explain how he survived, and then it like zoomed out, and it was like Herschel's in his brain, and he was like, "The scientist explained. They explained very well, so much so everyone was comfortable with it." And then it goes to the reporters, and they're like, "That makes so much sense."
That's a funny moment that I get.
Yeah, that's so funny.
But it's the little details that I think they just like cheaped out on and were not focused on. And I was like, okay, well, what did they focus on? And it never clicked to me.
Yeah, like it's not even like they just like didn't care about that kind of stuff, but they still delivered like a hilarious movie. Like I wasn't sitting there laughing at every other line. So like it almost makes that stuff like not inexcusable, but you're just like, well, there was nothing to this movie.
Yeah, every line should have been like that. If they were going to go that route.
Right.
It should have been a lot, like, there's definitely, like, it seems like a funny movie that doesn't have enough funny lines in it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I did like the whole, like even, like, the meeting, like, when they first met was, like, super, like, non-substantial. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they, like, meet, and they're like, green bomb? Green bomb.
Well, did you notice that he sneezed 4 times? Like
he did like
that's
the
what
wife.
I think was the.
Oh yes, that triggered it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Did you guys write down or make note of any lines that stood out to you that like cracked you up other than the scientist line?
Dude, when she ate the fish, I died. I like thought that was so funny. Like there was like, it was like, I am ditch digger. You know what I mean? And he like is digging the ditches or whatever. And then he like meets this woman and she's like, she has all her teeth. I'm in love with her. and then he saves up like a nickel or something to like buy her a fish, and then they like have this like longing stare, and then she just like bites the head off the fish.
It's funny, James, because you said that like you didn't think it was funny until Herschel gets like famous. In my mind, like that part was almost. I do like I did think it got funny when Herschel got famous, and there was like some savagery between him and Ben, but the beginning I thought was almost more interesting and more like unique in an aspect. But
agreed. I definitely think Herschel in his timeline was funny. I think it was like, well, that was only like 15 minutes, right? Like it was like 10 minutes. Like it wasn't like
less than 10.
Yeah, like it really wasn't anything. And that's like, I guess that's why like I say that like only the middle is kind of like my favorite, because that's so fast. And there are a lot of like funny quips in that time, but like as soon as Ben is introduced, the movie almost tries to get a little too serious, you know? Like, and they've like I feel like they should have brought something with the like, because the whole like one of the biggest points of the movie, right, is like he's trying to buy back the plot, like his family plot, because it's like near a freeway and there's like a vodka sign on top of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which that's the other thing. I didn't really know what the point of this was, other than just like reuniting and him being 100 years in the future. And then I feel like they decided halfway through to be like, okay, this is going to be the point now. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, but even then, like, and like, I'll shamelessly steal this because I was trying to read reviews to see if I was going crazy that this movie wasn't too funny or other people felt the same way. And I saw some comments talking about how, like, it's Seth Rogen, like, doing this piece, like, coming to terms with his own, like, religion. So do you think that played into it at all? With the ending, obviously, I don't know if we want to go that far into it, but if you look at it as a drama, I think it sucked. And then if you look at it as a comedy, I think it also sucked. So I don't know what.
So I think it sucked.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think they committed to anything.
Right.
They should have either been a drama, they should have been comedy, they should have been a religion movie. Every person in Seth Rogen's timeline should have been Seth Rogen, but it wasn't. Like more.
Yeah, that was dumb. I wish it was like.
Why was it not him? They didn't commit to anything.
Mm-hmm. Like every dad and like subsequent son is just Seth Rogen. Like
exactly.
Slightly different.
Yeah.
It's cheesy, but at least it's like committing to cheese.
Right, and you're like, that's so funny that they're all Seth Rogen. Yeah, that would have been funnier.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the dude from the Lonely Island making an appearance in there? One of the three.
Yeah.
As the investor.
As the investor guy, and then he basically a beep
boop
or whatever. Beep bop.
Beep bop.
Beep bop.
Boop boop bop. Boop bop.
Boop bop.
No, it is boop bop.
Yeah.
It's boop bop. Yeah. No, that was so funny.
What a stupid fucking name for an app.
He is also hilarious. That guy.
He is. I love that he sat down and he's just like, no. Yeah, that's gonna be a no.
But that's what I mean also, like that's why I was confused about what this movie was about, is because they didn't let anything build. It was just like, this is what we're going for, boom, canceled, boom, done, next thing. Like it was all over the place to me.
Is it commentary on cancel culture?
Honestly,
I definitely think it was a little bit. I got honestly a little bit of South Parky vibes at the end, like in that part of it. You know what I mean? Where it was like when they were talking about. Because they do this whole like, again, the part of the movie that I'm talking about, and, like, I think probably the highlight of this movie is, like, there's a point in the movie, after Herschel comes back, there's, like, a huge spat that happens, and for a number of reasons, he leaves Ben's side, who is Seth Rogen again, but at, like, a younger, I guess, that he's the current Seth Rogen, Herschel's the old Seth Rogen.
They're the same age, though.
They're the same age, yeah, but one's like 100 years. He's a pickle. One's a pickle.
Right.
Pickle Seth Rogen is Herschel, not pickle Seth Rogen is Ben. Essentially what happens is, like, pickle Seth Rogen, like, starts selling pickles in Williamsburg, like, Brooklyn, and becomes, like, this huge thing because, like, he uses trash and rainwater to make pickles. So, like, everybody's like, oh, it's all natural. Like,
that was gross. And then, but they didn't know. They didn't know it was trash until...
No, they did know it was trash.
No,
He's like, no, they're recycled pickles. No, they did. So, like, people... No, I could have sworn that people were like, oh no, they're pickles from like that have been disposed of. They use like some term.
They use recycled jars. They said,
yeah,
but
and
the bartender says a line right after he calls the health commission, and she's like, "These pickles are made out of trash or something," and then she dumped them all out. So I don't think the people knew. They thought it was just like all natural. Like that was meant of the joke there.
Yeah, that it's like only like the simplest ingredients or something like that. And he was charging $10 a pickle.
Also, like, talk about a missed opportunity. Have you guys heard of the hot dog or not hot dog app?
No.
Hot dog app.
It's literally an app where you just scan things and it'll tell you if it's a hot dog or if it's not a hot dog.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever
It's
heard.
the dumbest thing, but
I
really thought that's where they were going with it and be like, oh, he develops an app, pickle versus not pickle, and then they like scan Herschel and it's like pickle.
Pickle.
But they just didn't go anywhere with it. And I guess it's not that popular as I thought, but I thought that was
I've never heard of this hot dog app, but I might download it.
Yeah. No, I think
You have to be certain that your food is not a hot dog before you eat it. Unless you're trying to eat a hot dog.
in which
then
you have to be
certain.
deadly certain. Yeah.
I'm going to double check that because it also might have been an app from the show Silicon Valley, now that I think about it.
You're like interposing apps that don't actually exist from shows that you've seen. That's the crazy fucking like Tomorrowland that we live in. That, like you don't know if the shows that you're watching are real or not anymore.
Exactly. No, not hot dog. See? Oh.
I can't see it.
You
Super
can't see
blurry.
it.
I
But
can't see it.
you literally scan an item and it says hot dog or not hot dog.
That's so funny. That's something that I could totally see being like getting viral for like literally no reason.
Yeah.
Because it was on TikTok. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wish we would go viral for no reason. That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Like a hot dog app.
One day.
We need more hot
We need
dogs
to make-
in this
yeah,
podcast.
we need to make a hot. There's not enough hot dog. That's our problem.
I'm gonna be eating hot dogs the whole next episode. Just have like a tray of hot dogs
Just
or pickles
Or pickles. No, I hate pickles. That was the
or
other thing.
any
You
foul.
hate, oh, you
like
do
pickles.
hate pickles. What is
I
Joey?
Despise
Oh,
pickles.
dude,
So
I was
good.
so annoyed last night when we went out to dinner, me and Joey, and one of our other friends, and Joey ordered his food. Mine didn't come with a pickle, but what Joey ordered did, and he asked for no pickle. And in the back of my head, I was like, ah, damn it, Joe, I was going to eat that pickle, because I knew you wouldn't eat the pickle.
Wait, did I not offer it to you? I feel like I always offer my pickles.
No, you asked for them to not bring it.
I know, but they gave it to me, and I remember,
They gave it to you. I didn't see it on your plate. God damn it. I was severely missing that pickle last night.
Do you remember? I thought I was going to be the one that was feuding. The real pickle feud is between Joey and Kevin. No, but like I feel like to bring it back to when you were talking about cancel culture, Kevin. So there's a point when Herschel, obviously, like he goes viral, like the hot dog app, and essentially he's like, for some reason, I don't know what the jump is from like pickle salesman on the street to like he's now debating people in like
Oh, yeah. Because
like a university.
yeah, what did he say that like triggered that debate?
He said something offensive. You know what I mean? He was like
Something about women and that they're like. God, what
oh
he
no,
made some
they're caregivers or something, or they're providers or something. He basically he makes, obviously because he's 100 years old, he makes these like broad sweeping like offensive statements, right? That like he's getting like tweeted and TikToked and Snapchatted to the world, and like people catch his like offensive things and they reach the news, and people are like, do people like it's like, is he gonna get canceled too? Is the world really this soft that they can't hear this from this man? And then like he's being like thrust on like the like fake Fox News of like, you know what I mean? Like this movie universe, and like is being asked questions in interviews when he's just really confused of like where he is. Like there's that whole scene when he's like, I thought that was funny when he's in the interview with like some what's that called? Some guy who's supposed to be like a like far right leaning interviewer, who's like, so what do you really think? And he's like, if I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what's going on. And he's like, what is going on with this country? And he's like, no, I have no idea where I am and what's going on. Can someone please help me? And it's like, can't someone help us? Can't someone help us change this country? And like, he just gets like thrust into the like spotlight. And And I thought that was a very funny commentary. Yeah.
And to your point, James, that was a good like series of events. I think that was funny when he's experiencing cancel culture, and the he asked the question. Young Seth Rogen, not Pickle Seth Rogen, is in the audience for the debate, and he asked the question about like Christianity in grade school, and then all the far right people who were like supporting him then hated him because he was talking shit on Christianity.
Yeah, he literally like he was like his words exactly were like he like made fun of like he called Mary like a whore and then said if you believe in Jesus you're dumb, and then it's like and like from that like snippet it like hard cuts to like him running away from a mob, you know what I mean? Because it's like that's the base that was like thrusting him into the limelight. You know.
Should I give a prompt on this one, playing off of the last one? Do you need to be Jewish to enjoy this movie?
I felt like that was weird. Like that at the end of the movie was very
funny that there were like the Jewish overtones in this movie, and then obviously the heavy tones of Catholicism in the last movie.
Yes, we're actually just a religious podcast now.
Yeah. This is called World Religions.
Peace be with you all.
Oh my gosh. I took a religion class in college.
Did you?
So I'm like pretty educated on religion.
I had to take 2 religion classes in college.
You guys have been taking religion classes your entire goddamn lives.
That's true. That's true. It's true.
Can we also talk... Okay, I'll say this in a positive aspect of the movie. I did like how savage they were towards each other in just like trying to destroy each other. Like they were family and they like liked each other in the sense that they were like helping each other and whatever. And then at the same time they were like, I will do whatever it takes to destroy this person.
Yeah.
Yeah. He literally got him deported. He stole his identity and got him deported. Like, I thought that was the best.
That was amazing. I mean, yeah, I definitely think that like the links, like it's the like the like arch enemy like ramping up of the movie. I felt like it was a little in the beginning. It was a little like cartoony. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like in like it was very like, oh, he like, you know what I mean? He ruined my idea for my app. Now I will ruin him and his pickles. You know what I mean? And it was like even like some of the zoom ins, like as he's trying to like cancel him, I'm just like, are we watching a Disney movie right now? Are we watching like a Nickelodeon? Like it seems like it's very like, I don't know.
I was just gonna say, it's funny that they have very similar motivations, though, as to why they want to ruin the other one. And that's because each of them is doing what they're doing to honor their, like, deceased loved one, right? Herschel's trying to make his $300,000 to get rid of that billboard and clean up the cemetery where Sarah is buried, because that's all she wanted was like a grave plot. And young, like Seth Rogen, 2020 Seth Rogen, is like mad because his app is ruined, and that app was something that honored his parents. Like he wanted to honor his parents because he called them Boop and Bob. So that now that we talk about it, and I just had that sudden realization, that was actually kind of smart on their part, is that they're green bombs and they're the same person and they have the exact same motivation for destroying the other one. And then they
Joey, this is a good movie. Kevin's on my side.
And then they tie it up nice at the end, and they realize that they are each other's loved ones and they need to support each other.
It's good, you know, after they get deported and cancel cultured and like a bunch of.
But that's what I mean. Like it was a little too like cliche and happy-go-lucky. Like for a Seth Rogen movie, I expect like raunchy, dirty jokes, aggressive humor, and it just didn't live up to that reputation.
Yeah, and I feel like it just doesn't, like with a lot of times with comedians, they're actually like really good drama actors. I don't know if it was the writing that wasn't letting Seth Rogen show off like dramatic chops, like acting chops, but I didn't see anything like that in this movie, you know? There are plenty of examples of comedians who are just awesome dramatic actors.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of movies with Seth Rogen, and I would say that like none of them show me his depth as an actor. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them are just like, oh, like he's like, your fun friend. You know what I mean? That like he's like, and I know that there's like a whole like meme about like Seth Rogen just plays himself in every movie that he's in. I don't know if Seth Rogen has any like super deep movies. Like, I'm just trying to think of like movies that he's been in.
No, and that's
I've
fine.
seen.
But he's a comedian. Like it's.
Yeah.
I feel like it's okay to just stick with comedy and do that, but
Yeah, but I don't think this is a deep movie. Like, it's supposed to be a comedy. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I don't like. I definitely think that there's an element of like him in the end, and that's why I said the end of the movie is a little weird because I felt like once he gets deported and goes and like is looking for like some kind of salvation or some kind of like home in like whatever land they said he was going to, he like goes to like the synagogue and like is taken in and like they say a prayer. And he sleeps there as like, you know what I mean, because he doesn't have a home in this foreign land, you know.
yeah, I feel like this was supposed to be like a deep movie with like masked with comedy because it was about family and religion and overcoming your demons of your history. And
I don't like the movie as much if I look at it in that light. I don't like it as much as I do. Like, I just want to believe that it's a dumb movie and like it's just kind of like, you know what I mean? It's Seth Rogen doing a silly accent and like there's like some funny jokes in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But again, I could just be, you know what I mean, like self-serving in my understanding of the movie. I feel like
whatever helps you sleep at night.
Yeah, right. Listen, I'm the one that's going to bat for this movie. I'm the one that gets to say what it is. Yeah.
I did find the example I was trying to find of Seth Rogen acting in like a more serious role and doing well.
Mm-hmm. What movie?
He was in 50-50.
Oh, 50-50 was a good movie.
A good movie,
yeah.
And he was good in it.
He does play a good role in that.
Never saw it.
With JGL?
Jackie Gyllenhaal?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, I don't know why I think JGL.
Jake Gyllenhaal?
I don't know.
Gyllen isn't...
There's a G and an L in his last name.
I don't know. That was a really weird way to say Jake Gyllenhaal.
James is the movie buff here.
Yeah, no, dude. I'm definitely, again, I can tell you this is going to become more and more apparent as we're only going to be talking about movies going forward. That, like, if there is a person that is, like, the dumb movie goer here, it's me. Mm-hmm. I'm here to laugh at the dumb yucks and eat popcorn.
Yuck. That's a classic. That's Seth Rogen's laugh, pretty much. He just goes, yuck. But he didn't do it. We had a severe lack of Seth Rogen's stupid-ass laugh in this movie.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We need
Might be a good thing.
You need a yuck counter on the on every bit of content you watch from Seth Rogen. If it doesn't hit 10, not a good piece of content.
I like that.
How did you guys feel about the ending of this one?
I thought it was cute. I thought it was like that was one of the things about the movie I kind of enjoyed. There was some emotion there. I thought it was a cute ending, but like the movie didn't make me care enough about it.
What part did you like about it, Kev? Like, walk me through the ending and what you liked about it.
No, I just like him realizing, like Herschel realizing the whole boop bop thing was like pretty emotional, and like that's when you realize like that he did care a lot about the Greenbaum family, whatever. And then him going back, kind of having that realization and going back, and then meeting him in the synagogue. I thought that was like I thought it was cute and it was heartfelt. I feel like the movie could have done better at getting me more emotional at that point or making me more attached to it. So when that payoff happened, it was like a bigger payoff. Mm-hmm. But like I feel like the whole movie, like they didn't really know what they were trying to focus on.
Yeah.
Like the comedy or the drama aspect. I don't know. It didn't blend too well. I don't think. I don't know. Mm-hmm. That's just how I felt. That's my unqualified opinion.
I like what you said, Kev, how it was kind of satisfying. Like they were united. They had that moment of like, oh, we're the same goal, whatever. But to me, there wasn't much of a satisfaction ending. Like I thought there was going to be like Herschel's Pickles, now located all across the country, and a unique branding, and a logo, and an icon, and like an actual like entrepreneur. What's it called? An empire, a pickle empire.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be something where like they make like they sell pickles together, and then there's some like crazy app where it's like
Pickle
is
or
this a
not
pickle?
pickle?
Yeah, exactly.
Is this a Herschel
yeah.
pickle or not a Herschel pickle?
Exactly. yeah. And it's like something
Yeah.
like that where they're both happy and they're working together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I definitely feel like it's like it didn't. The ending was not fireworks for
Well,
me.
and because they didn't end it that way, makes me think that this was supposed to be a drama masked with some comedy, not the other way around.
Right.
Yeah, agreed. I definitely I don't know. I think there was definitely the funny parts, and it the middle again. I keep thinking back to the middle where it's like he gets up on that podium, and I'm like, oh man, this reminds me a lot of the political structure of a recently departed person, and I just thought it was funny. Like I thought this was a funny it's because I feel like I haven't seen a ton of content that's does that joke. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people that do the joke of oh, isn't this crazy? This person said this, and this person is supposed to be super serious, but the fact of somebody is being propelled into a spot not only because they themselves they don't bring anything to the table. It's just the fact that they have these super controversial ideas that they're oh, we should listen to this guy. You know what I mean?
That's just the world we've been living in for the past 4 years now.
It's true. It's almost surreal.
I do like the world that they established, the rule of how the scientists didn't, they're oh, we explain this. Perfect, done.
That is so
then it's
funny.
influencers have the power to just literally influence people without any actual experience or knowledge, and then
Did you guys
I did
catch,
like those little aspects.
Yeah, did you guys catch the joke about them calling interns slaves? That was so funny.
Yes.
I
I thought they were going to do
That
it
was a
sooner.
good one.
And they,
Yes, that was a good
It
one.
was
Yeah.
you have people come in and they get paid or they get the compensation is the time and experience that they get. And you're and he's I don't, you mean they're slaves? And he's no, they're interns.
Yeah.
yeah.
The interning is unpaid internships is literally slavery with an extra step. That's all it is.
Some extra paperwork thrown in there. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, there were glimmers during this movie. There were funny moments that I think are funnier now talking about them, but they did not really make me this movie didn't really get me to even blow my nose, blow air out of my nose. You know what I'm saying? Just that.
No, I thought you were it didn't get me to blow my nose.
Oh,
And
it
I was
didn't
I
get
don't
me-
know what that
it
is.
didn't-
Tearjerker.
what are my allergies? I didn't explain that well. I didn't laugh out loud, nor did I even do that little air release out of my nose at something.
Yeah.
That
When you're
little,
yeah, it's like when you text somebody LOL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
And
not,
you're just
it's yeah.
Yeah.
You recognize that it is humorous. You're
Yeah.
If I was in a group, I'd probably laugh at that. But I am
something escaped my body, but it was not a laugh. But that didn't even happen to me during this movie. I'm laughing more about it now, thinking about it and talking about it with you guys. It's much funnier.
Mhm.
But yeah, at the moment I didn't really chuckle. Here's an indicator of how I felt about the movie. I started watching it after work one day. Got about 45 minutes in. Went to eat dinner. Got distracted with other stuff. Never finished it. Watched some more the next day after work. And then I didn't finish it until last night.
That's amazing because
I had no desire to keep to get back to it.
I was
just
going to say
I'll
if I
finish it.
stopped this in the middle, I would have never turned it back on.
That's what I'm saying. It was a struggle. I did it because I literally had to for
Yeah.
The
this
podcast,
specific event.
Joey
And it
didn't
was
watch
my
the
movie.
I
Yeah.
watched the first 5 minutes and I said, nope.
And you're I hate Seth Rogen and I hate pickles.
I don't hate Seth Rogen, though. I just...
Yeah, you do. You said that before.
You already said it, so
Yeah. So
it's
it's true.
I know, but
Yeah,
then I
it's
was like,
fact.
no, I do like a lot of his movies. I just...
So you're a liar, is what you're telling me.
I'm complicated.
you sound like a liar to me.
It's like one of those Facebook whatever. Do you guys remember that? The fucking Facebook, when you go on and it was your relation. It was this old Facebook. It was you're either single in a relationship,
Or it's
nothing,
complicated.
or
It's
it's
complicated.
complicated. And I'm who are you? Who do you want to tell? Who's? Do you want to tell your grandma that you're in a complicated relationship? Because
And then all the kids, the middle schoolers are putting it's complicated, and you're you don't even know what it's complicated is.
What's complicated? They didn't give you your homework today?
yeah, Like, it's like, how complicated can it possibly be when you're 13 years old? That's so funny. But no, I feel like one of the biggest gripes I had with this movie was like the contrary and unrealistic expectation that an app developer who hasn't delivered anything can have like a 1,400 square foot apartment in Williamsburg. That's ridiculous.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, where did this all come from? I'm assuming it's his parents,
Inheritance, yeah.
I don't even think
do you know how
Donald Trump's
expensive it
kids
is?
could be important.
Do you know how expensive it is to live in Williamsburg, Brooklyn? It's
for 5 years without parents and
bananas.
Or
he
income,
sold,
yeah.
He hasn't
it's
sold
not even like
thing.
he had an income.
Unrealistic expectations. No, it's just like I remember sitting down. Also, like, I feel like they missed out. Like, Ben's character to me in this movie, like, because the whole thing is right, they set this all up. I feel like they set this joke up and they just never deliver on the punchline. Or it takes a half hour when it should take 10 minutes. Is essentially he's like, my kids will be strong, and their kids will be strong, and their kids will be strong. And then he goes and, like, he meets his, like, you know, like super hippy dippy, like, great grandson who's an app developer. And instead of, like, calling him soft or, like, playing into that at all, he's like, you have seltzer water? You're my favorite person. And then, like, they have an argument about, like, the vodka sign, which I also feel like they didn't deliver on. Because they, like, set up... Because, like, in his Genesis, there's, like, this whole, like, oh, they go back and, like, his town in, like, whatever the fuck country they lived in, like, gets burned down by this... other like pseudo Russian
Cossacks or
the Cossacks or something who come in. The only thing they know about them are they're Russian and they drink vodka, and then like they put up a vodka sign in their family plot. And like I feel like they missed an opportunity where like there should be like people of Cossack descent, like that are like business people or like at a local store, and like they have like a fight. Like he just fights some random dudes on the street because they put up a sign. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that would have been a cool arc, you know, is like them like...
I don't think they thought... I think they came up with an option. They're like, perfect, do it. Let's not think about it again. And it was just like, they could have thought of so many funnier options to play this movie out.
Or even have like... Because they kept talking about it. They're like, oh, you got to buy the sign from like these people and it's going to be like $200,000. And he's like, oh, it's Cusack vodka. And like then you see nothing about the company, nothing about the Cosacks, nothing about...
Cossack.
Yeah, Cossack. Is it Cossack? I have no idea.
Cossack, right? I think it was Cossack.
I have no idea what I'm saying. I hopefully it's like I'm just saying words.
Hopefully it's
right
PC.
now.
Hopefully I'm not gonna be canceled
hopefully
on
this isn't I don't think it is, but I might be. If it is, I'm sorry, and I'm not.
Someone has to watch this for us to get canceled.
You gotta bleep me every time I say Cossack. Yeah. But yeah, no, I feel like it's a very I don't know, there's definitely a lot of like there's a lot of threads that I feel like could have been developed and like would have been a lot better, you know?
I agree.
Yeah.
It was a quick movie. I don't know. I think we've dissected a solid amount of that movie as much as you can out of, what was it, an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Hour 40, maybe?
No, an hour 30.
It was
hour
a short
30.
movie. I thought like I got like
It
I looked
felt
at
like 4 hours, but it was an hour 30.
Joey obviously is not gonna scroll through this movie. He loves this movie. But
Can we talk about how pacing is like a crazy thing in movies? Like how that movie felt like kind of long, but it was only an hour and a half. And then there are other movies that are like 2.5 hours,
Feels
but
like
they
that.
pace it really well. You don't even realize you've just been sitting there for 2.5 hours. Like that's crazy.
I can tell you,
Yeah.
like, we don't need to do this for
Good
the podcast. Yeah, good movies. We don't have to do this for the podcast because, like, everyone has seen this movie, and I'm sure that we've all seen this movie. But Incredibles 2 has some of the best pacing I've ever seen in a movie.
Really? I thought Incredibles 1 did, but I didn't know. I've only seen Incredibles 2 once, so I'd have to read
It was really good, and it keeps you in. Like, it's one of those things that, like, the story, like the very, very, like, tropey classic hero story, especially when you've already met all the characters and you're not figuring out the powers. Like, it's only interesting for so long. Like, they do a good job of being like, oh, you think this is the bad guy. Oh, it's not really the bad guy. Oh, this is, like, the, you know what I mean? Like, and, like, we can, obviously, it's a different movie, but it's, like, I do think that, like, pacing and, like, being able to keep asses in seats during the movie, like to speak to like what Kevin and Joey felt during this movie, is a big attribute to a good movie, you know, like because you're not here to like, you know what I mean, like a movie can be as deep and as like whatever you want as you can get, but if you don't develop it in a way that like keeps people watching your movie or keeps people coming back or wanting to watch it again or even wanting to watch it in the first place with maybe this movie, like, you know, it's not great. Like I make the same. I say this all the time, right? So like me and Kevin really like video games. There was a video game that came out recently not recently, but in the last year called Dead Rising, or not Dead Rising. What's the one with Norman Reedus?
Dead Rising came out in 2014.
No, Norman Reedus. What's the Norman Reedus game?
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding. I played the shit out of that game. I played like 10 hours to like 12 hours of that game. It's a very beautiful game. It's a very interesting story. There's a lot going on, but it's not fun. Like the gameplay isn't fun. The content isn't fun. It's just like I'm playing through a movie that's way too long and not like there's nothing in between to keep me in. Like I'm just like.
So is an American Pickle the
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding of movies?
It's not that long though. It's not that long, and I barely stayed it. Yeah.
But yeah, pacing is so crazy.
I think, as you were saying before, like if you don't pace right and you don't tell, like you're going to be hesitant to go back to this person's movies, and I do think that this might have been like the downfall, the Adam Sandler moment of Seth Rogen, where people start questioning, like, is he still funny? Is he doing new
Jack
original
and Jill
stuff, or is he just trying to like be gimmick and sell tickets?
Yeah.
I just don't know if this movie was big enough to give him that reputation.
Joey's like,
No.
yeah. Kevin's like, I don't even think you can ask that question.
Right, and I didn't give box office stats, obviously, because
There's no box office
didn't
anymore.
release
No
in the
box
box
office.
office.
Yeah.
I think there's a streaming. That's what we need to figure out. I think that there's like a streaming
Box
type
office.
metric for like success.
Netflix
Figure
doesn't
that out.
release any of their numbers.
Oh, really?
They're
The
private,
streaming
right?
numbers?
Yeah.
Huh. I thought there was something out there.
It might be what is that word?
It starts with a P, right?
Proprietary is the word. Boom.
Oh, I didn't
Business
think of
word.
that.
It might be like proprietary information because it's like they use that to develop their algorithm of like what you want to watch next, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure their streams are proprietary,
Mhm.
or the amount of streams.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They don't have any
Interesting.
reason that they should have to release that. But some do, like I think Disney Plus does release those metrics. So yeah, I really do think we've dissected this movie as much as we can. Let's figure it out. Pass or play, James? What do you think? You passing or you playing?
I think I'm going to be alone here, but I am going to hit play once. I think it's worth a watch one time. I think it's fun, especially like if you're getting into HBO Max and you're getting into the content that's like being available there. It's a fun movie. It's not long. You know what I mean? There are funny moments, and it's one of those things that like, especially if you can watch it either with a group or however you want to, like, you know, obviously safely. It would be a funny like I would have had a lot better time if I watched it with Kevin and Joey than me watching it by myself. But I'm gonna hit play.
Mm-hmm.
Joe?
If you're in the mood to watch a movie like this, I would scroll right past it and go to Borat. No chance would I watch this movie ever again, or would I ever recommend someone watching this movie?
If Joey could, he could change mine to keep. He wants to change mine to keep scrolling.
Yes.
I think I'm with Joey. I think I'm gonna keep scrolling. Don't listen to me, though. Like, I don't know nothing about
completely
movies.
invalidates your opinion.
I'm gonna keep scrolling. I thought that was a waste of my hour and a half that I'll never get back. I could have spent staring at the TV, anything. But I don't know. Like, it wasn't terrible. Like, I don't think it was like the worst movie I've ever watched. And I wouldn't blame anybody for being interested in watching it and just taking a shot, because it's only a half hour. It is Seth Rogen being brined for 100 years. Like, it's got some concepts there and some funny parts to it. So if you're going to watch it, but I would keep scrolling if I had known about the movie before I watched the movie.
So we got one press play one time, and then two keep scrolling. So, maybe not the best movie.
It's not a date night movie. Speaking of
On topic.
dating advice,
You got to give it to It's your movie.
I have to give it this week. I forgot that I had to give it this week until like 5 minutes ago, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I think of dating it. We're only 2 episodes in, so like the big ones aren't even. I don't even remember what the hell I said.
I said wear deodorant. So trust me, that mine's not like that's just like a normal human.
What was yours? What was the first episode?
Mine was the first episode. Mine was wear deodorant.
Oh, yours.
Yeah, I said don't watch the Two Popes on date night.
Oh, that was week 2. We need to give these listeners some very real dating advice.
All right, Kevin, we'll get on your soapbox. It's your time to shine.
On the first date, okay, make sure you're probably gonna wear something nice, like jeans, tighter jeans, and then take a pickle, an American pickle themed, and put it in your pants if you're a dude, or if you're a girl, like whatever. I don't judge. Whatever you want to do.
Okay.
But if you could make it look like you're packing a pickle in there.
People love pickles.
With that information, yeah, I mean,
Leave it to Kevin to give small penis advice.
I've been doing this my entire dating life, which is not that long.
Kevin's like, I have a pickle in my pants right now.
I'm telling you, I got a Herschel O'Brien pickle in my pants right now.
I got a dumpster
put a pickle in there, make it look like you're really packing meat, and just start the relationship right with like one big fucking lie.
All right, we're gonna give a disclaimer.
I'm actually a descendant of Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Something safe. Don't like lie and be like.
Yeah. No. I'm saying the pickle in your pants is a big lie.
Oh, I thought you mean in addition.
Don't lie to them right at the back. Just lie about your dick size. That's all.
That's how he won Julia.
Yeah. She still doesn't know. She still doesn't know because we don't get into it.
Hashtag Two Popes. Oh man.
Well, hey, thanks for stopping by for another episode of Flix Fellas. I'm Kevin. That's James, and that's Joe.
Yep. Leave a comment. Leave a like. Please click subscribe. Let us know down in the comments what movies you want us to check out next. Want to keep up to date.
Smash that like.
Smash
that subscribe button.
Smash it, dude.
Yeah.
It's right there. It's red. If he, you know, who doesn't like clicking red buttons?
I'm gonna press a red button right now to stop this recording. See you, everybody.
Bye, everyone.